everyone, Luke here and welcome back to the channel. So a while ago, almost 2 years ago actually, I made a video that never made it onto the main channel. So after rediscovering it and re-reviewing it, the idea behind it is absolutely fantastic. The presentation on the other hand, well, I'd absolutely rather not talk about that because it was trash. But the idea behind it is still fantastic. And what that is to turn any pair of gloves into a capacitive touch set. And what that basically means is that you're able to use your touchscreen devices without having to take your gloves off. And we're in September, so it's almost coming up to the season where it starts getting really chilly, and that means you're still going to be able to use your favourite pair of gloves with your phone. So I thought that was really cool, so let's do it. When I first shot this video, I used some absolutely massive 3M insulated 12 tug winter gloves, and they were huge, and it still worked absolutely perfectly. So in the remake we're going to be using these 3M insulated sight gardening gloves, and these are really thick gloves. So just to prove to you that they don't work on my phone, I'll quickly unlock it with my other hand, and then we can try and do something with the gloves on. As you can see, absolutely nothing is happening. So let's see what we need to make these work with this thing. Honestly, you're not going to need a lot to make this work. It's about 5 things, and one of them includes the gloves that you're going to be using. So, number 1, grab the gloves that you want to turn into capacitive touch gloves. Secondly, you need some thread, and you're going to need a needle. You're going to need some of our conductive ink, and then you're going to need like an end of a broom handle or some 22mm dowel or whatever you're using. And the reason why you need this is so you can stick it right up into the end of the finger so you don't accidentally sew the end of that shut. So let's go over to the table and see how it's done. The first thing that I've done is I've already cut a length of this thread off. There's around 2 meters worth here, which I know is way more than enough, but I would prefer to have more than less. So we gotta make sure that we put this in the ink in a way that we can get it out really easily without tangling it up. So I've got my gloves on, and we're just going to start feeding that in there, making sure that it doesn't get tangled. And once it's completely submerged in the ink, we're probably going to leave that for around 5 or 10 minutes to completely soak. And once that time's up, we'll take it out and let it dry. So what I've done here is I've left a little bit over the edge, so I've actually got something that I can pull on, hold it, and then just wring off the rest of the ink. So I'm going to leave that to sit for 5 minutes, and I'll be back once it's done. It's been around 5 to 10 minutes, so now it's time to pull this out. So I'm just going to hold it here. Nice, so we're just going to let this dry. The fingers that I want to make work on my phone is going to be my thumb and the index finger on my right hand. And of course, if you wanted to, you can go along all of the fingers on both gloves. But I don't necessarily need that, I just need my thumb and my index finger. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our broom handle or our dowel or whatever you're using to fill in the space. And I'm going to be sewing mine around here because I don't want it on the very end of my finger. I'd prefer it more on my fingertip-ish. As you can tell, I'm not very good at sewing at all, but we're almost getting there. So I've just got to go along all the way to the edge and then come back over, and I should be done. And that should work on my phone really well. So I'm going to go off and do that now. Right, so our special thread that we've made has now been sewn onto the index finger of my glove. So what I'm going to do, use my Face ID and swipe up, and as you can see that works really nicely. So let's just navigate through the menus, maybe open up a game. There we go, let's close that. Wow, that works really well. So let's get the thumb done and then we can end the video. Okay, so here is what the thumb looks like now it's been completely sewn. And I have to admit to you guys, I'm not a great sewer in the least. To be honest, I don't even know what I'm really doing, so I just kept going with it and with it and with it until it sort of built up and it looked fairly okay. But let's check if this one actually works. So let me unlock my phone. There we go, get it onto the home menu, and would you look at that? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's again open up a game, close the game, maybe open up some of that, close that. There we go. Isn't that cool? Awesome. And there you have it. That's how you turn your regular pair of gloves into a capacitive touch glove that actually works with your smartphone. And like I said, I could have gone all the way around the fingers and just made them all work, but it just made sense to have my thumb and my index finger working, just in case if I need to answer a phone or if I'm just scrolling along. Who knows? But now these work, and when I go to do a little bit of gardening, if I get an important call for whatever reason, I won't have to be like, oh no, I can't get my gloves off, and then try and answer my phone. But with that being said, that does bring me to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer them all. Anyway guys, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later.